And you ain't black.
Yo, 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 what up, though? Jess is in the house. Oh, guys, where are my manners at? I gotta certainly. Hey, you know what? Come on, crowd, where are you? Come on, where's the crowd at? Let's get some round of applause for good buddy Jess here. Thanks for joining the show, Jess.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, before we get started, of course, guys, you guys already know we got to do some house cleaning here. All right, got to do some house cleaning. First one's in the chat, you will get a shout out. First one in the chat, you'll get a shout out. Sorry, Jess, it's just you know, these guys know how I roll. We got Daryl in the house. Sammy is in the house. Kevin, what's up, man? Inclusive, such a useless word. I agree. Totally agree, man. Inclusive. You know what? You know what I think it is?
It's
that
the
word
opposite.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the yes. If you don't agree with our ideology, we exclude you. You are excluded. You are not part of the cool kids club, right?
It's that
Hey,
word
Rachel.
play we were just talking about.
There you go. That verbal jujitsu. Yep.
Yeah.
Rachel, what's happening? Come on, guys. Come on home, guys. Come on home. We are going to get started pretty soon. Just want to do a little minor housekeeping here. We got Perry. What's happening? I'm sorry to say that liberals are killing this country. I'll say for sure. But let's not forget our good friends, the rhinos, too. The rhinos are on board as well. Wolves in sheep's clothing is what I call them. We got Goldie in the house. What's happening, Goldie? How you doing? All right. I'll give you guys a little bit more time just to come on home. Come on home. All right. Before we get jump into this. Shalom, Ashley. Shalom. 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 Betty is in the building. What's happening, Betty? How are you? Uh-oh. I've never heard of this one. Demo.
It looks amazing, but I'm afraid to try to
I love it. I can't pronounce it though. Let me see. Ratchets. I'm sorry. I just butchered that.
Oh wait, I got it. Demo
How do you say
ratchet
it?
Rats. What? That's
Oh, Demo Ratchet Rat.
Yes.
Classic. Classic. I would definitely give you some for there. Hey, we got Lawyer. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I just maybe some mucus or something here going in my throat here. We got Lori in the building with the producers in the house. What's happening, Lori? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Kathy is calling from Ohio. Hey, Kathy. I think I spoke to you earlier. How you doing? Hope everything's well. Lisa's in the house. What's up, guys? All right. I think we did our housekeeping here. Jess, what's up? How you doing?
Oh my gosh. Like it's
I
something
know,
new
Jess, you're
every
ready to
day.
unload. I know.
Like, do
That's
you
why
ever
we're
just
so
wake
grateful
up?
to have you here.
Do you ever just wake up or you're going about your day and you were like, I'm not going to look at any headlines today. I'm not going to look at any headlines today. I'm not going to do it.
Yes. I promise you, I thought I was going to do that today, but it was mission failed. It was complete
Same.
failure.
I fail every day.
I,
Every day.
and you know how satisfying it is to go like 3-4 hours without having to constantly scroll
Yeah.
through your phone and seeing all this
Yeah.
this bad news. Is like, because it does
Yeah.
something to your day, you know what I'm saying? It
Well,
kind of takes you out of the mood.
does. I mean,
Yeah,
not to
but
throw the Bible
it's a
into it, but it does
double-edged.
tell us to think
Yeah,
on good things,
absolutely. And
Yeah.
but it's a double-edged sword, because you do want to be aware and abreast of what's going on, but it's like,
Yeah.
golly, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh,
Yeah.
can I just have a day by myself in nature? Like, sheesh.
I try
But
to balance it out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like if
well,
I feel like
hey,
it's too much, like
what were we talking about earlier? You got that grand serenic view out there, so man, put your phone up and just go sit out there for a couple hours.
yeah,
That'd be
really.
great,
Oh
right?
man, so nice. Yeah, yeah. Arizona is a hidden gem. I'm telling you, it's not all desert out here the way most of us
I
we're
know
taught
it.
to think.
I'm telling you, man. Ever since I visited Arizona, it's always felt like a home away from home. It just always has, always has.
Yeah. Well, I've been out here 7 years from New Orleans. It's like the best place in the world. And then once I came out here, I was stricken with it. I was like, dang, I'm never leaving. And
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
longest I've been anywhere outside of home.
So briefly though, is New Orleans and Arizona, stark contrast, right? Like as far as environment.
Yeah, and believe it or not, like this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm just realizing like how not racist we are in the South. Like I hear more about race issues and problems out here than I ever heard living in the South my entire life.
Wow.
Like it's I think people really got it twisted. Everybody thinks the South is like the racist part of the country, but I beg to differ. People out here are mean. People out here are mean. Like I don't know where I'm from. When you pass people in the street or in the store, like we acknowledge each other. Like even if
Yep,
it's just a hi or
that
good
is
morning, and
true.
we say
That is
good
true.
night too. Like people
Yep,
say good morning.
yep,
And when I first moved out here, the very first person I said, "Oh, good night" to,
yep.
they looked at me like I was nuts.
You
Like,
know
why
what?
are
And
you telling me good night?
no, that's so
So
true.
weird.
Because I will say that when I lived in Louisiana for that short period of time, I have never exchanged so many pleasantries in my
Right?
entire life.
People are just nice. Like people are
They
just
are.
naturally nice out there. Like it really Southern hospitality really is a
Southern
thing. It's not.
hospitality. There you
It
go.
is. It absolutely is. Yeah.
All right, Jess. I hate to,
No,
I
let's
hate
get
to.
into it. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
I know. I really hate to turn this great conversation to something very ominous right now, but unfortunately, we have to alert the public at large, guys. We have to bring this to you guys' attention, because some of you guys are completely woke, and you think that that's just part of the whole ordeal, but you don't realize you're in the matrix. You're in the matrix, and we got to pull you out the matrix so you can see the real world. Okay. And look, I know some people probably ascribe the whole woke term as I'm conscious, I'm aware, but you got to understand, over here, we're trying to go beyond woke. Okay. We're trying to become back in touch with our true selves. Okay. Before all of the interferences, I will say. Hey, Kazi. Jess, I did. Okay, so you sent me the article here, but to be quite honest, I didn't read it because I wanted to read it with a fresh pair of eyes. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I didn't get to read the entire thing, so let's get into it because I only got to read over some parts.
For sure. All right, guys. So you guys hear that? We're gonna give you guys a fresh first time reaction to this article. You saw the thumbnail, so you kind of got some idea where this is going. So we're gonna just go straight into it. Give me 1 second. You guys know how my internet is, so give me a second here. Hey, Kazi. Texas is not racist. I love all people. Chicago
Heck
is
yeah.
racist north.
See, North. Oh my God. I swear it's a North thing. It is a North. I'm so glad somebody else said that. I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to offend anybody that might be from those areas. So I held on
I've
it, but I was
noticed it.
thinking it.
I've noticed it. I've
Yeah,
noticed it completely.
crazy.
But they have such a very it's a very how can I say this? It's like a covert form of racism. It's like
It
very
is.
covert. Mhm.
Right, like what I've seen is it come in the form of, oh well, black people don't have access to the
There you
internet
go.
and they don't know what an
There you
ID,
go.
they can't get. No, what the
Oh gosh, Jess.
that's worse to me. That is worse
Absolutely.
than you spitting
Because
profanities at somebody for a racial reason.
it's so infantilizing, it's so patronizing, and it's
It
so
is.
condescending. There's nothing I
Oh
hate
my
more
goodness.
than someone assuming that I am incapable of some of the more remedial things in life, such as getting an ID. I mean, come on. I don't even
Yeah.
understand why some black people in general got upset with that, because they were literally telling you guys you're incapable of obtaining a driver's license. I don't personally know
Right.
anybody in my family who doesn't have a driver's license. TBH. All right, let's
Yeah.
pull
The
this
one
up.
with the internet kills me. Most of them don't have access to the internet. Oh,
Don't we have iPhones or
what? Yeah, like
Androids?
there's people in the projects walking around with iPhones. Like, are you serious? Like, come on,
Exactly.
man. Hell out of
All
here with that shit.
right. Okay, guys. I'm gonna read through this. Forgive me. I am public school educated. So all right, so here we go. School board rejects God from the Pledge of Allegiance. County duel, big and rich gets powerful response from Fargo crowd. All right, the school board in Fargo, North Dakota, has voted to stop saying the Pledge of Allegiance before their bi-weekly meetings because it isn't inclusive. There's that buzzword, and doesn't align with the district's diversity code. Oh, another buzzword. The North Dakota newspaper Inform reports in a 7-2 decision Tuesday, the Fargo School Board voted to reject the pledge, a reversal in the policy since the board passed a motion on March 22nd to start their meetings with this. So this is not that long ago. They actually so they voted to instate the prayer, but now what? Less than how many months? They said, "Screw that."
It's a joke, yeah.
We've got to honor our satanic God. Like, this is
Yeah.
we're done.
God.
We're done here.
We're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah, we are. And Jess, I want you to let it rip tonight. Let it completely out. Board Vice President Seth Holden explained his reasoning, saying he has a problem with two words: under God. Ooh, gosh, goodness gracious. Quote, given that the word God in the text of the Pledge of Allegiance is capitalized, Holden said, the text is clearly referring to the Judeo-Christian God, and we don't want that, of course. And therefore, it doesn't include any other faiths such as Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, all of which are practiced by our staffs and students, he argued. Oh, gosh. He added, it also does not include those who don't believe in God. Holden said he's not trying to get rid of the pledge, but that it couldn't possibly fit in with the school district's principles of inclusion. Yeah, more like doctrine of inclusion. Board member Robin Nelson, who voted to keep the pledge, said the board's action has caused a, quote, distraction in the community right before the start of the school. Four other citizens who attended Tuesday's meeting also told the board that they should keep saying the pledge, including former board member David Paulson. Paulson had made the motion back in March to recite the 31-word pledge, according to the Inform. Quote, we are misinterpreting the Pledge of Allegiance, Paulson told the board. The pledge isn't a show of our patriotism. It is an affirmation of our commitment and our loyalty to the greater cause. Yeah. And the greater cause is freedom. Oh, we don't want freedom. We don't promote freedom here. We don't do that. Board President Dr. Tracy Newsom recommended starting the board meetings by having members instead recite a shared statement of purpose. Oh man, that sounds like communism.
Oh my God.
Which she thought was more appropriate for the board to do its work. Quote, I'm just not sure that reciting the Pledge of Allegiance is a useful way to begin every one of our board meetings, Newsom said. Social media reaction to the news, blah, blah, blah. One person tweeted, disgusting, blah, 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 blah. Another user wrote, holy Moses. Okay, so let me see. Then they called the Fargo school board by calling them, quote, a commie school board. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Okay, Jess, initial thoughts. What do you think about this? This is nuts.
I
The
think
one
that,
world.
like,
Sorry, I just want to put this up here. Lori said
no,
the one world order right around the corner. I'll say.
I think it's already here.
Okay, Jess, enlighten us, please.
I think it's already here. Like they're already so far into their agenda. There is kind of like, I'm not trying to sound doom and gloom, but there's kind of like no stopping it as far as like the direction they're trying to make it go. Because I mean, as you can see, like they're stripping everything that makes this country America. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like even just talking about the pledge. You're talking about the pledge. What about the Star Spangled Banner that talks about God's grace on the nation? So are we just going to stop singing that at baseball games now?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. And so these things, this is American culture. It's part of American culture. In India, they have a Hindu culture. In the Middle East, they have their Islamic culture. This is our culture. And so like it or not, it doesn't mean you have to be a Christian. It doesn't mean they're not trying to force that on anybody, you know.
No.
They never have. But you're trying to take that away, and like that's, once they get rid of that, like I don't know, man. Like I don't have any hope for this country if they really go that far. Well, because they would have to revamp everything, the Constitution.
Completely.
If it literally everything this country was founded on and built upon, they would have to completely.
And I think that's ultimately where. Yeah, you're right. I think that's ultimately where they want to go. Yeah, I think that's ultimately where they want to go. And I mean, look, sooner or later, I can bet my money on this. We're gonna have debates in Congress about whether or not the Constitution is still a relevant document. If it's still a relevant document pertaining to our modern age. I promise you, we're going to be discussing this quite soon. And you're going to have a bunch of idiots actually arguing that. And you know what blows my mind is that if it wasn't for this Constitution, you wouldn't even have the rights and the freedoms to defend that position. Exactly. To even argue your crazy, ludicrous point.
Yeah, I say that about free speech all the time. Like, I don't, you know, y'all are gonna say stupid stuff, but I'm never ever gonna try to take that right away from someone to say what they want. It's just words.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Like, you're talking about.
So why is it so important? But why do you think it's so important for them to really like grind their wheels in this whole in the school sector, the education sector? Why is that so important?
Oh, because you need to. If you're going to change society, you have to steal a generation of children. One generation. You have to steal the generation, and you have to brainwash them because you have to wipe everything prior to that. So, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. I mean, I know I missed the show where I sent you the article about the California and their sex ed from K to third grade, and they're teaching these babies, and I'm going to say babies because that's exactly what they are. Babies. They're teaching babies about blood play, something I never even heard of before, and anal. What? Were you thinking about that shit when you were?
I was building Legos and
I couldn't color in the freaking lines. Like, why are we talking about this with babies? Like,
what really blows me away is why isn't there more of an uproar? Why does it seem like this stuff is I don't know. It just seems like they're making more traction. Yeah, they're making more traction, and there's not like a bigger this is like the biggest moral outrage right now of our day, and we're not even I mean, if it wasn't for you and I and a few others speaking
Yeah.
out against it, I don't even think it hit. I don't even think it hit the media at
You know
all.
what I think? You know what I think is part of the problem. I think that I think that there are a lot of parents that are speaking out and stuff, but they're being
Yeah.
intimidated by like this one guy that they try to like call him a domestic terrorist, the one that went in there and
Yeah. The
talked about the
domestic. Yep.
pornographic novel that his kid came
Hmm.
home with, and
Didn't
so
Joe Biden seek his
that
Joe Biden didn't he seek the DOJ against the parents that were speaking out
I
against it?
believe, yeah, I think so. He really was trying to
Jeez.
classify them as domestic terrorists. And I
Yep.
saw, I saw a video the other day. A woman made her kid came home from school, boy sitting on the couch, and she tells him like, "Repeat to me what you just said." And I guess the kid gets bullied at school, and he said that he was told, and all the students were told not to go home telling their parents that they're being bullied at school. That the school will handle it because they don't want the parents coming up there and creating a domestic violence issue.
Oh,
And they really think, or I don't think that they want people to think that if anybody says anything like against the school, well then all of a sudden like you're going to be the next homegrown terrorist that's going to come shoot the
mm-hmm.
school up and all this other stuff. So they're
Yep.
already
And consequently,
pushing
you're a
that
danger to your
yeah.
child. Consequently,
And
they'll push it to that level next. You're endangering your child because of your
yeah.
your antics.
Like I couldn't believe I was hearing this. I was like, dude, like they're telling kids, don't you dare go home and tell your parents if you're getting bullied.
Yep.
What? Like they're I don't know. They're really crushing
That's crazy.
parental rights.
That
Like
so
it's insane
crazy.
how bad they're trying to take parents out of the equation. It's almost like the parents are just there to make the child, and then they
Yep.
take the child, and then
Yep.
they make the child what they want, regardless of how you want to raise that child.
Yep. I'm telling you, I call them laboratories. These
They
public
are.
schools, even these universities, a lot of them today, they're
I
laboratories. They're just
yeah.
experimenting on these kids.
No, they are. And even like I went, I did a couple of years at a community college, man, and I'll tell you, like, there was a couple of the classes that I took, and I saw how these professors push their views and their propaganda off on their students. Like,
Wow.
and I rejected it in one of the classes.
Uh-oh.
And I actually bumped heads with this one
Oh,
professor in an evolution class. I never told you that story from
no
another
way.
time, but I blasted this professor with creation science proof of
Wait, you were going ahead, you were butting heads with the professor in the class?
I did, because she was trying to talk about carbon
That's what I'm talking
dating,
about,
and
Jess.
I called bullshit on the carbon dating, and she was like, no, it's real. So I waited till after class, and I went home, and I was like all on there, and I pulled all this stuff about how inaccurate carbon dating is, and gave examples like and stuff, and like studies that they did on it, and I presented that to her, like not in front of the whole class because I didn't want to blast her like that, but
Exactly.
I sent this to her, and I was like, look, with all due respect, I don't believe this rhetoric that you're teaching. Like, I'll do the work to pass the class, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe in this. It's a theory. And you know what? I thought that was going to go really bad. And she was like, I absolutely respect your beliefs. You're doing a good job in the class. Please continue. And I got an A. I still got an A in the class. Like, still got an A. Even though like when I had assignments and I'd have to talk about evolution, I would say, but on the other hand, and I would all kind of creation. I thought she was gonna hate me.
Stirring the pot. Oh,
she respected me for it. She respected me for it though. Because I didn't give in to that stuff. So
that, you know what? And that's good. That's awesome. That's what we need more of. We don't need people to just be cogs in the system. Okay, you got to speak up and speak out.
Yeah, don't be afraid to speak up. Like, what are they gonna do? What is she gonna do?
I actually had the same sort of situation. I was going to this university here, my hometown, and the whole notion about oh gosh, the whole Black Lives Matter thing. This is when Black Lives Matter had just really kind of burgeoned and hit the scene really. And I got into it with the professor. I'm telling you, it was me. It was just myself and like 5 other radical blacks in the classroom, and they were like 100% gung ho on the whole Black Lives Matter thing. calling me,
Don't even.
you're a sellout. How could you say this? And the professor's a white dude. And I'm like, golly. I'm like, listen, guys, you are fully capable of making whatever decision you need to make in your life. You are an individual. You do not have to align yourself or subscribe to some ideology that tells you are oppressed. You can make your own choices. Okay. And then the professor tried to he retorted by bringing up the whole well, what about blacks being locked up for drug crimes, and what did he say, for cocaine, the disparity between whites and I said, okay, well, think about meth. What about methamphetamine? How are you gonna
Yeah.
the same? I said,
Right. Let's talk about the white people drugs.
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You should have saw his eyes. I promise you, they
Oh my
literally
God.
bulged out of his head. He was like, okay, we're gonna have to talk about this after class. I said,
yeah.
okay, courtesy slap.
The mental picture I have.
It was
No, that's good. No, that's cool that you spoke up. Like, that's cool.
But do you think people are just so? Do you think that okay? Do you think I'm aware that the intimidation factor is out there. I get it. People's jobs could be at risk.
Yeah.
Some kids are probably if you're in university, you may not want to put your grades and whatever in jeopardy. But do you think this intimidation factor is really enough to kind of muzzle people, or do you think that people do you think it's worth like just foregoing the risk of what could potentially happen if you were to speak out about these things that you may see?
I mean, to see, this is, I guess, where everybody's different, because to me it is. I can't be quiet. I can't sleep on truth. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
And it's not even to prove other people wrong. It's to wake people the hell up.
There you go.
And what is this person saying?
Oh, he said, Stanley said, in high school, my science teacher tried to kick me out, sent me to the principal's office because I said I came from Adam and Eve, not monkeys. The principal said, you can't stop him from his opinion. Yoinkers. Hey! All right, man. Let me give you a round of applause, Stanley.
And he was like, in high school, yeah, you were young. That's awesome.
Lori said, Neil, listen to this. Back in 1997, I was commuting to work and I got $2 out to pay the toll bridge. And I'm sitting and I'm waiting. And it was the day that first case went to the Supreme Court. I'm not sure what. Okay, hold up. Where are the ACS got the 10 Commandments? Oh, yup. Yes, I was just reading that. Taking off the school building, I was talking to God and asking him, why is this happening? And all of a sudden, he told me to look at the $1 bill. Oh, the $1 bill, the mysteries of the all-seeing eye, the eye of Horus.
He's running out of time. That's why
the eye of Horus.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean, I'm thankful that I have a strong conviction in God, and Christ is my Lord and Savior. The thing that really, I don't know, what kind of throws me off is just that you really want to help people, but people they don't change overnight. You know what I'm saying? They got to really make the decision to really hearken to what you're saying, do the research. A spark has to happen at that point, and then they have to completely start their own path from then and there. So it's really sad because a lot of people just don't really want to take that road. You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of fixated on life, working, responsibilities, other obligations.
It kind of goes back to that whole God gave them over to a debased mind. Like, if a person, and that comes with rejection of God, not just saying, oh, I don't really believe that, but a lot of these folks, they hate Christianity and they hate the Christian God. And I feel like once you get to that point in your heart, God is done with you. If you've had your chance, to be spoken to, and you reject it, and you reject it with a hatefulness that I'm seeing today.
Yep.
He's gonna be like, all right, fine. Like, if that's how you want to live, I'm gonna make you stuck that way, and that's all you're gonna see. And I mean, I'm already seeing it. Yeah, see, yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. It's it's just kind of how it is, and people don't want to admit that, and there a lot of people won't like to hear that because I have a personal belief that there is no such thing as an atheist, and there is no. I think in the deepest recesses of our mind, because God was the one that created us. He created our DNA. So I'm sure he created us with an inkling that there is one big God up there that made all this stuff. And no matter how much you try to deny it, at the end of the day, like you can be on your deathbed and be thinking, oh, wait, what if I was wrong? What if I was wrong? Like, what's
Right.
going to happen? And that's when it
Right.
sets in. Yeah. And,
Right.
yeah, that's why I really don't believe that people are true atheists like at their absolute 100% core. Like
I don't. Okay, so my thing is, how the heck do we elect these people to be on to run our school boards? Like how did these people ascend into that position to where they're delegating everything with the school curriculum? They can decide what the kids are going to learn and this, that, and the third. I thought that the power was in the local school districts, like the people.
it's it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
I mean, I know what I think it is. I mean, it sounds kind of crazy.
Come
But,
on, Jess. Come on, Jess. Let us know.
I really think there's some serious spiritual warfare. Like, I don't think this is all just physical. I really think that there are a lot of demonic influences that are pushing things to go in a certain direction,
Yep.
and
Yep.
that's and because we're not we as in us, but like
Mhm.
a lot of this whole woke crowd and all these people
Yep.
are like so easily swayed over to all that without question, and
Yep.
I think it just makes it easier for these things to happen and
Yep. Yeah, because they're,
to
they're
start.
they're they're ready to usher in their father.
Yeah.
They are positioning themselves into ushering the Antichrist, and that's going to happen soon. And you know
Yeah.
what? Listen, Jess, I've been postulating myself, and I've got a kind of a theory myself, but it may sound crazy to some, but
No, say it because I got something to say. Go.
I was going to say, in the Bible it talks about a third of the angels were
Yep.
drawn. Yeah,
What is
I
that? 33.
yeah,
The number 33. No, all right, go ahead. I'm gonna stop. Go ahead.
I personally think a lot of those folks are here today. I think
I absolutely think
a
so.
lot of those folks who were easily swayed by the devil then are same part for the course
It's
today.
Yeah, it's the same story. Nothing has changed. Like
Yep,
nothing is new. Even the Bible says that nothing is new under the sun. Nothing has changed.
nothing's new
Absolutely
under the
nothing has
sun.
changed. And I'm gonna drop another bomb on you. You know how in the
Drop it.
Bible it talks about the Antichrist is gonna sit in the tabernacle in a place that they claim to be the Messiah,
Mhm.
whatever. Bomb drop. The Jews have said that they know their Messiah and they have named him, and that they are having regular meetings with this person, aka Antichrist.
Lord have mercy, I'm
Uh,
about to bust.
but they are building the tabernacle and they have a red heifer and everything is lined up, and all this man who's claiming to be the Messiah has to do is go sit in that. Oh my goodness, it's about to
So
go
so
down.
you're saying that the professed Antichrist is actually here today,
Yes,
and he's just being
he
like what, like kind of
he's
like
lying.
hidden away until the time is right for him to come out.
I think so, and it is my opinion, and because I know everybody has their own opinion. I think Anthony Fauci's the Antichrist. I think it's Charles Schwab. I think it's no. Charles Schwab is not going to go sit in the tabernacle on the throne.
Charles
He's not going to
Schwab.
be in there. He's not going. He is not going to be there. I'm telling you, this person. If people need to like really read up on their prophecy and read their Bible nowadays, it's so important. Everything we need to know is in there. That's getting us ready for now. And I'm telling you, it says in there, that's the abomination of desolation. When that man sits in the tabernacle, that is the abomination of desolation.
So Jess,
So
okay. Let's say granted. Um, how much longer do you think all this is going to come to fruition? Like, house, like, because it seems like we, you and I, we talk about this all the time, but with
Yeah.
everything is being as wicked and perverse as it is today, do you think that, I mean, can we, like, is this, do you think today is measures up to what was taking place in Sodom and Gomorrah?
I do, and we're probably even starting to get past that because we have
Yeah.
technology and things that they didn't have.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I mean, I was even just actually like rereading over that what you're just talking about Sodom and Gomorrah and how it talks about. I never caught this before, but you know when the angels are in Lot's house and he comes out and he's like, "Hey, y'all need to get the hell, like y'all not touching these men." Man even offered to give his virgin daughters to these freaks.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
but that's
Yeah.
another. I don't want to talk about that. Anyway.
No, you're right. No,
No, but he
that's
said,
so funny. I was just reading that. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
but he said that there were even young boys that were there that were caught up in all that
Jeez.
mess. There were even children. And I mean, like kids nowadays are, let's just be real, like they're horrible. Like they're not being raised right, man. Like yesterday I was trying to enjoy my day off, went to the pool, went and hang out by the pool, and a whole gang, and I mean gang, probably 8 or 9 teenagers came flying in the pool gates, and they're like acting a loud ruckus, and the language that were coming out of these children's mouths, like I
Disgusting,
don't
right?
mean to sound like I'm like, oh my god, I sound like my parents. It was appalling. Like it was literally making me like it. Like I didn't even want to be around it. Actually, I ended up leaving. Like they totally ruined my pool time. But I was thinking about that. Like
Promise,
as
I
I
know what
was,
you're talking about.
yeah. Like as I was coming back, I was like, dang, you know what? Like when I was these kids' age, like I wasn't cussing like that. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, what
And
is
then
it?
especially around adults, like it wasn't just me. There was like some other
Exactly.
people that were there, and I'm like, even if we were gonna have foul mouth, we never did it around adults. Like we at least had
Exactly.
that much respect,
Had a
not to
little bit
cuss in
more
front of the.
respect.
Yeah,
Precisely.
and now I understand why that's in place because it is. You look at him and it's like you little mother, like you ain't grown. Like what are you talking like that for? Like you have no life experience for those words to be flying out of your mouth. Like.
Oh man, I'm trying to
I
find this
don't know. It's
dang on verse. No, keep talking, Jess. This is just. I hope you
basically
guys are hearing this because I know for sure this isn't just myself or Jess that's experiencing this. I mean, come on, guys. There's a miasma
yeah.
of despair that's
It's
encompassing our nation right now.
we don't have long, man. Do you know the Euphrates River is drying up, and that's a huge prophecy in the Bible. It says when that river dries up, time's out. Like, and it's
Oh
literally
gosh.
it is drying up right now. Like, there's
All
not
right.
much of it left. That's pretty
Is it
concerning.
okay?
Yeah,
See, we got to talk about that, Jess. I got to
yeah.
look into that because
No, please do. I'll
I
send you. I
I
have info on that.
yes, we're gonna, yeah, on the back end we're gonna because that's I don't know I don't know if people's ready for that. I mean, because you
I don't
guys
know.
listen.
We can have a prophecy podcast one night and just warn everybody. No, I'm saying like just give everybody a heads up. If y'all don't want to talk about some scary stuff or hear about
Jess
it,
is
like
getting
maybe just skip this one. Well,
Jess.
it's
They loving you.
important.
They loving you, Jess.
It's so important. Like it's so yes. It is though, like it's important. We need to talk about these things. This is why it's in there because we're supposed to know and we're supposed to tell people like, hey,
Exactly.
like, like it's time is running out. People need to hurry up. Like you don't have that much time
Yes.
left. God is closing the doors to the ark. It is just like in the days of Noah. Everybody, we're the ones telling everybody, hey, y'all better get ready. You better get ready. You want to get on the boat. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the boat. Shit's gonna be bad. You don't want to miss the boat. And what are they doing?
Yep. All we are trying to do, and I think that God instills this conviction in a lot of us. I mean, maybe I don't know.
No,
I'll say a
no,
nice,
it's true.
because many shall be. What is it? Many shall be called, few will be chosen.
Yeah, yeah,
Some of us, we have that conviction to really try to steer people free away from the road to hell and to prevent
yeah.
them from burning. And that's because ultimately, I don't think God wants any of his children to burn.
No,
I don't
and
think he wants
comprehend eternity of that. Can you?
an
You can't.
eternity, yo.
an eternity, meaning it will never, ever, ever, ever stop, ever. It's kind of worth it to just give Jesus a try. Like, that's all I'm saying.
All right, I just wanted to I just wanted to read this though because it's so
Yeah.
relevant to what we're talking about. 2 Timothy chapter 3.
Ooh.
This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Oh, we got a lot of that. Instagram, social
Ooh.
media certainly does a good job at
Let me take a
promoting that.
selfie.
Covet, exactly. Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, just like the kids you were talking about. Disobedient to parents, unthankful,
Ooh.
unholy, without natural affection, filters,
Without
online
natural
dating,
affection. Could that be
truth.
talking about homosexuality too? Without
Oh
natural
gosh,
affection?
Jess, hold up. Let me just. I gotta give you a little. Hold up. There we go. My sound effects are so corny.
No, it's good.
All right.
Bonus round. That's what it sounds like. Bonus round.
Yeah, guys, we're in bonus round right now. Truth breakers, false accusers. Oh gosh, Me Too. We got the Me Too movement. Believe all women. Lock them up.
Oh,
No more due
yeah.
process. Incontent, fierce. Oh yeah, they certainly have a lot of fierceness today. A lot of passion, but no damn freaking logical sense.
Yeah.
Despisers of those that are good.
Ooh, that one right there.
Speak on
that
it.
One. That's why this is everything that we're seeing right now. Everybody, like all of us that are, all about like, the family and raising the family, a family that prays together. People that are genuinely like do-gooder people are despised nowadays. We're bigots. We're
absolutely
oppressors. We're this and that.
Yep.
And it couldn't be further from the truth. So that is definitely happening right now.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens when you speak the truth. You're immediately ostracized and castigated as either a bigot.
Yeah, look at Cletus. Remember, you're gonna say Lord, Lord, and will not. This sounds like one's trying to speak for God, but don't even know Him. Yeah.
There you go. Keeping it real, Cletus. Keeping it real, man.
Real. Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right, hold up. Let me just finish reading this here because this is so deep. Traders, heady, I don't know, or maybe I'm saying that wrong. High-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God.
Yeah. Wow.
Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. Yeah, well, I go to church every Sunday,
For all y'all throwing money at OnlyFans accounts.
Oh gosh, Jess. Courtesy slap. Jess is dropping the fire, guys. She's dropping the fire. Listen, you guys got to go subscribe to the channel because this is what we're bringing the heat, all right? And we're talking about the fire of the Lord, the everlasting consuming fire, all right? Go subscribe, share this video, share it out. Because once things really start hitting the fan, guys, they're going to be, I'm telling you, with those 87,000 new IRS agents, man, they're building up an army.
They have to be armed. And did you hear that they have to be armed? What are they doing?
They're arming them.
Yeah. So
gosh.
they pulled.
Great.
So the IRS had to pull a whole bunch of job postings from, I think, Indeed, or I don't know, one of them, because in the posting it said that they would be required to carry a firearm.
Great.
And other things.
Great.
Yeah.
Just what we need. Armed IRS agents. Bad enough that they're intruding into our lives. Go ahead, you can read it.
It's kind of hard for me to see.
Okay. It says, I'm 53, been gay until 2 years ago. I prayed, Father God, if you don't want me this way, please take the desire away from away. Bam. Jesus touched my soul and it took it away.
Man.
There you go.
Wow, that like almost makes me want to cry.
There you go. There you go. Look, the spirit of the Lord can do miracles, guys. Absolutely miracles. You got to open your heart to it.
Man, I'm telling you, like, dude, and people can argue with me all day. Homosexuality is a spirit. It's a literal spirit. And I'm like, I grew up hearing this, that not only is it a demonic influence, but there's always like violence that is accompanied by this. And if you've ever looked at like statistics of domestic violence between same-sex couples, it's huge. It outweighs heterosexual couples by like scales, dude. It's
Sheesh.
insane. And I don't know, like the more I'm so glad that I saw that. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
and think about
like
the ramifications of that lifestyle too. I mean,
that is
all
a
these
huge,
diseases and things that are coming
yeah,
about.
yeah. That is such a huge testimony. Like I hope Michelle, like I hope she shouts that from the rooftops, because it really is like that is a demonic stronghold. That sexuality, it's not, you weren't born that way. That weren't,
Hmm.
if you were
That
gay
is a
from that
stronghold.
young of
Yeah.
an age, that entity latched onto you at that
Yep.
age. You
Yep.
weren't born like that. It got attached to you some kind of way, and a lot of times
Yeah.
it's family and it's
Yeah.
generational, and we can go into that one day too, because there
Yeah.
are generational demonic influences that will tear apart a family
And
if
you
you're
know,
not, if you don't
and
pray up.
Michelle, she said, I have peace for the first time in my life. Michelle, we
Yeah.
are so
Oh,
grateful.
it's so
We're
awesome.
so grateful that God did
For
that for you.
real.
That you came
Yeah.
out of that life of sin and debauchery, and now God is into you. You've invited God into your heart, and God bless you.
Right. I'm just gonna
Absolutely,
pray
God
God
bless you.
blesses her, like overflowing blessings, because that is an
Absolutely.
amazing, like amazing
Listen,
feat.
guys, look, we're bringing it to you straight raw. We're being as authentic. We're not all polished like your, these what do you want to call them, pseudo religions. We're not. Look, we are the real deal. Okay, we're real because we genuinely have a conviction. All right,
Yeah.
and it's of the Lord. We have a disdain against for the evil that is taking place in our nation, in our country, and in our world right now. We will speak out against it because it's hurting the little ones.
Yeah.
It's hurting the little ones, and it bothers me. It really does. I mean, just even with my daughter, some of the things that she's susceptible to. I mean, granted, she's still under my leadership, but she's going to get out there in the world and have to kind of maneuver and figure out things for herself. I don't want this world for her right now. This is it's just not. I don't know.
You
It's
know
not
what, Neil?
safe.
Don't even worry about that, because it does. The Bible says you train up a child in the way he should go, and when they get old, they won't depart.
Yeah, that's what I.
And
That's
I
kind
am,
of what I'm relying on.
shoot, I'm a walking testimony of that. Like I am. I left home at 17, and I experimented with drugs, and I was literally the prodigal son. Like I went and just was like, I want to try this, I want to do that, I want to do this, da, 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 like lost my
Wow.
freaking mind,
Yeah.
up until like my mid 20s. And but something always in the back of my mind, like I always had a conviction, like this shit I'm doing is wrong. Like this isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It took a little while, but I can't. It pulled me back, and no matter how much I tried to fight, wanting to go to church or wanting to read the Bible, like no matter how much I tried to fight it, my flesh would fight it off. Like it was always a part of me that was
Yep.
drawn to it
Yep.
and that was hungry for it. So don't ever worry about that with her. Like if you're raising her that way, like don't even worry about it. God's got her.
Well, thank you, Jess. I'm glad to hear that. Really, I appreciate that. Betty Johnson says IRS had to sign that they were willing to kill if needed.
That's what
They
it was. I didn't want to say it because I wasn't
No
sure.
way.
Okay.
They plan to
Ooh.
take back taxes by force and to raise taxes. I was told that the income taxes went straight to the palace, to the king and queen. America does not profit from taxes.
Mhm.
I believe this, but have no proof.
I think
It sounds
I think that's
plausible,
true.
Betty.
Yeah,
It
because
certainly sounds plausible.
I have heard that we only think that we're a truly independent nation, but that we're still technically a colony of England. And I just
Oh
heard this
gosh.
recently. Yeah. And it's because of that tax thing, for sure.
Yeah.
Jess has been
Yes, we're gonna have to
studying. God
do
bless you. Oh, thanks.
it. I told you,
No, I
Jess.
do. I study a lot. Yeah.
Listen, guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg with Jess. Jess
Oh,
and
I
I,
have
we
so
can go
much.
like this. We can go like this all night.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're gonna give you guys spurts of it. That is of course. Make sure you're subscribed, please, and share the video. Share the video. Okay. Share. Um,
Sharing is caring.
no, but just to kind of circle back, I think this is egregious. This is just another affront on an attack on Christianity. I think this is just another ploy to sort of uh, it's positioning people for the great apostasy. I think the great fall away.
Yeah.
Completely. I mean, people as it is. I mean, they confess they may know God, they may know of him, but they don't truly believe in him. They don't truly believe. That's why people kind of gets kind of caught up in this kind of rote, mechanical fashion of, oh, okay, I go to church on Sunday. I may eat and pray with my family, which is fine, and I'm not diminishing that in any type of way, but you got to understand, people, you have to have a close personal relationship with God, because that's what he wants. He says he does not want your burnt offerings. He does not want your fleshly sacrifices. He wants your love. That's the only thing he wants. If you don't believe me, read Hosea chapter 6 verse 6. I do not want your burnt offerings.
How much of a slap in the face would that be to him anyway? He died so we don't have to do that.
Thank you.
He shed his own blood so we don't have to shed any more blood. That was the whole point of that.
Talk to him, Jess. Talk to him. Uh-oh. She said the only drug I ever tried was weed and don't like it. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, the weed that they're producing, the manufacturing today, I don't know. It's not really the marijuana of the yesteryears. It's like,
I mean, I used to be a heavy smoker. Neil, you saw me back.
Well, I got my hands dirty as well. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You partook in the plant as well.
Courtesy slap to myself.
No,
look, we've all fall short.
Oh yeah, we ain't none of us innocent. Like,
none of us innocent at all. Not at all. But that's why we thank God for sending the Son, Christ, to die for us, because our righteous acts are nothing but filthy rags to His glory. Really,
so true. Yeah.
Seriously. Let's see. Oh man, I wanted to pull up this freaking video because they had I had a video, Jess, that I wanted to go over with you. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about it offline. But
okay.
I guess this particular school board wanted to implement a Satan after school worship program or something.
I know about that. Yeah, Satan aftercare. Yeah. Like,
I mean, they're not hiding it anymore. It's blatantly obvious. It's like, no, we can come out the closet now. The floodgates are open. Let's just carte blanche, do whatever we want here.
Such an oxymoron. Like, Satan hates children. Like, we are made in the image of God. And that baby, those young kids are closer to God than what we are. And that's a fact. Like, so
absolutely.
Yeah, he's trying to steal those babies. What does it say? It says that if any man caused like a child to fall away from him or to sin against him, that it would be better that a yoke was tied to his neck and he was dropped off into the water to drown. Like, so these people, boy, I can't even comprehend the judgment that is going to come down on these people that specifically that are like harming these kids, and whether it be spiritually, physically, I don't care, like what it is. But
hold up, Jess.
The Bible's pretty clear. Ooh, what is all that?
Yes, that is true. The English consider us prisoners of the motherland, just like the Australians. Remember, though, there are some things in our favor. We are no longer the corporation of America. Mr. Trump fixed that before leaving the office. That is why his wife said she was proud to be there at the signing of the Declaration of the Independence. That is because we are back on the original constitutional standards of our republic. If you need more proof about Britain and us being a commonwealth, simply that's it. Simply see that. William, you got to put a little bit more information in there so we can do some more research on that. That's like a good topic.
So I don't feel crazy. Somebody else knows what I'm talking about, because I wasn't really sure if that was the thing, but it sounded pretty accurate when I looked into it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm blowing myself away. Like, this is crazy. I mean, I'm telling you, the level of sophistication the devil will go to
Oh yeah,
implement his strategy is incredible.
yeah, he's unstoppable. Like he pulls out every stop possible, and it's crazy like how the strategy now isn't is coming in such a way that it's like just like the inclusion is such a good that says it all
Thank
right
you.
there. Like that says
Soothsay.
it
Yep,
all.
soothsayers.
Like yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Inclusion, and they use these
uh-huh.
it's like these little woke buzzwords. I personally was
Hmm.
going to start a lexicon. Like I was going to just do a woke
You
lexicon with all the
should.
little woke buzzwords, so that way everybody, I'll start passing out pamphlets. Here you guys go. If you see these words anywhere,
Yeah.
run, get out of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, just like it's a good example of that is like remember yeah, I think it was not long after you moved back there to Michigan when
Mhm.
you left Louisiana, and I went to that Agenda 21 symposium. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah,
And
go and
and this
refresh
was
my
dude,
memory.
how long ago was this too? Like over 10 years ago, 13,
Yes.
maybe no, more than that, maybe 15 years ago. These
Mm-hmm.
people were talking about Agenda 21, and it's everything that's happening right now. They were
Agenda
talking about how
21.
yeah, they were talking about how they were going to at this symposium 15 years ago, they were already talking about how they were going to get rid of fossil fuels and claim that it's going to be to save the environment when all it really is a ploy to take away our mode of transportation and be
Oh,
like dependent on them and not able to move the way we need to move and this and that. And the guy, thing that I took away from that, he said, always remember when it comes to when they start talking about let's go green, he said, if it's green on the outside, it's red on the inside, meaning it's like a communist ideology. And it's
oh,
headed towards it. Yeah. If it's green on the outside, it's red on the inside, just like a watermelon. Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we are dropping gems tonight. Jess has come here and lit this place on fire, guys. Please go subscribe to the channel, go share, like the video, all that good stuff, because this truth right here, you're not going to find it anywhere else. I mean, I take that back. You're going to find it, but it's going to be quickly removed from the internet because they don't want this sort of content. This substance is not meant to be democratized across the airwaves. It's not. It's
No.
just not. And sooner or later, these things are going to be suppressed. I mean, thank God, we're still able to access mediums such as this platforms and have these conversations and have you wonderful folks here enjoy participating. But sooner or later, it's going to get a point in time where, hey, that's why I harp so much on the fact that, guys, we have to build our army. We have to have an army in place to go against the army of the devil, because unfortunately, they've got a lot of resources at their disposal. A lot. I mean, they're weaponizing the IRS, weaponizing the DLJ. I mean, come on. We got a tranny as the what is the guy? Secretary of the department or something. I mean, come on.
That man in a dress, dude. I can't. He looks like he's trying to be a librarian. He's a straight librarian costume.
Jess, we're harsh. We are being harsh, Jess.
Well, you know what? They harsh, so we can be harsh too. Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At least we're speaking facts.
I can't. I mean, but I mean, I know when this dude gets up there and he's talking to the Congress, there has to be someone in the crowd, in the audience, like, oh my God, like, how are we taking this guy seriously right now?
Dude,
he's wearing a wig.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? It all started when we had a transvestite as the first lady, and that's when it started.
Oh, okay.
Michelle Obama is a man. I don't care. Right? I'm just saying. She's a man. She's a freaking man.
I have to see more proof on that. You know what?
I got some for you. I have some.
Ladies and gentlemen, should we reignite this conversation about Michelle Obama? If you guys want us to talk about that, let us know. You guys got my email, Lloyd. Please give the give the chat my contact information. Send us some topics, guys. Look, we only are two people, okay? And sometimes, I work, Jess work. Unfortunately, we're still part of the rat race. So we need your feedback. We need your resources, your eyes, your ears, whatever information you guys may come across. Send it our way so we can do a deep dive into it and we can present it to the masses. Okay.
Yeah.
That she said, Janet said, do a show on it.
Yes. I mean,
Janet.
Neil, I'm gonna send you some stuff that I have.
Oh,
I'll
gosh.
talk to you about it when we're done. But I'll send you some stuff that this isn't opinion. This is like it's irrefutable.
Oh gosh! Listen,
It-
if it's that video with her dancing, I think
no. This all boils down to our biology as males and females, and there are certain proportions, no matter how big or small you are, that are proportionate to males and that are proportionate to females. And God is so smart. Let me tell you what he did. He made it to where you can look at someone's hand and you can tell if they're male or female by the length of just one finger on the hand. Women are always different from men, and there's so many physical.
I will say,
even Obama said, "My husband." Yeah, I remember that.
I know, I saw that video too.
Yeah, he said, "Michael, Michelle."
In all honesty, I will say, Big Mama Michelle certainly has some strong collarbones.
This is a man's world. I'm not even really tripping about Michelle Obama. Like, I know she
got some strong collarbones, Jess. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, sometimes I'm like, wow, how is my shoulders are not as broad as hers? Like,
have you? Okay, so it's the most convincing evidence that I saw. I'm just gonna say this really quick was, and this was like an MD, somebody that specializes in like this kind of anatomy, and explain that all males are 3 head lengths across from shoulder to shoulder. So one of your head. Women, I can even look at myself right now and see we only fit 2. No matter how big or small we are, we are only 2 head lengths from shoulder to shoulder. She has 3 head lengths.
Oh my God. Okay, Jess, you're freaking me out now. You're freaking me out.
I'll send you all this. I have it. I'll send you all of this stuff. I'll send you all of it.
Bishop Omega said,
"Please
hilarious." Please don't go on Facebook. I'm almost a senior and I need to hear. I need this.
That's cool.
Listen, everybody that's on Facebook, remember, guys, all you guys that are on Facebook, please go to my YouTube channel right now at this very second. Give me the HBO special, the Help a Brother Out special. Yeah. Shout out to Poor Man Podcast. That's not mine, guys. That's not mine. It's not my tagline. Anyways, The Real Unwoke YouTube channel. Okay. Make sure you subscribe. And all you guys that's on Facebook right now, go to my channel, go subscribe, share. So we can, like I said, we can build and amass this army. Okay. We have to. Yeah. We have to, absolutely. Jess, golly, you were right. We certainly went well over an hour.
I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, I knew it was.
This is the chemistry, Jess. We still got it. This is the chemistry.
Got it. I'm pretty sure there's like divine intervention with this. Like
it is. Look,
and your audiences, everybody talks. Like, I love how everyone engages. Like, I think that's so awesome. Like,
he does have large, cooler collarbones.
We'd have started a fire.
It would be a lot more fun if we had everyone in one chat. Yeah, that would be cool. We're gonna get everybody. We're gonna get everybody. Janet said you two are great. Well, thank you. Thank you. Listen, Jess and I, we've known each other for what? How many years now? 10, 15 years? God, we were old.
Dang.
Like, no, we're not that old. We're not that old, guys. But we've known each other for some time. And I promise you guys, she and I, we would sit in her Camaro and we would talk about these things ad infinitum, ad nauseum. Yeah. I promise you, we would talk about these things all the time because it was like, how is the world not hearing about these things? And this was years ago. This is years ago. So, but Jess, I'm so happy you came. I'm sure everyone else is.
Thanks for having me, and I'm down to come back like anytime, all the time.
Guys, you guys want Jess back on the show? Put a 1 in the chat if you want Jess on the show. I think we got like a 5-10 second delay, so yeah. But she said, Jess. Michelle saying, Jess, where can we find her?
Okay. So maybe I don't have Facebook anymore. I just kept getting in trouble with it, so I don't have Facebook anymore.
Listen. Just for the interim, contact me, and then whatever Jess and I will get all that stuff set up on the back end, and we'll have some things configured, and then whatever your questions are, route them to me, and I'll convey them to Jess, and then Jess will get set up, and then we'll have everything situated. But nonetheless,
I'll give you guys.
You got a lot of ones too, by the way. You got a lot of ones.
Yeah.
A lot of ones in the show.
Heck yeah. You want Justin too? Yes.
One.
Heck
One.
yeah.
All right, guys. Remember, go to the YouTube. Go subscribe. You have to subscribe right now. I know I keep harping on that, but please, I need your support. We really do. Jess, any final thoughts?
No, I just kind of want it to be tomorrow so I can come back on here because I have so much more to say.
All right. Well, listen, you already know, girl, we do this. All right, everybody. It's been great. I'm very, very, very honored that you all came to tonight's broadcast. I very, very much appreciate it. Again, as always, subscribe. And you guys know how I close out, right? We're speaking truth and reality. And I promise you, our goal is to reinstitute morality.
You ain't black.
And you ain't black.